What's up, it's Caleb from Delve in MTG. We're right here, part 2, the blue cards from the Ixalan spoilers. Let's jump right in. We're just going to go in alphabetical order here. So the first one's going to be Arcane Adaptation. It's a 3-mana enchantment at rare. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So this means anything in your graveyard, your exile zone, your sideboard, and in your library, in your hand, everything is going to be the creature type that you name. This is extremely powerful. Maybe not in standard at this moment. Obviously, it's going to be good for all the tribal decks. You can make, if you need a utility creature that isn't a merfolk or a zombie or a vampire, it becomes that, so it gets all the benefits. But in modern, this can be really nuts because there's some creatures that fetch specific things. Like example, in Eldritch Moon, Culks from the Blind Eternities. That search basically your sideboard for an Eldrazi card. If you have Arcane Adaptation in play, basically now it searches your sideboard for any card because you can just, you know, say, oh, everything's an Eldrazi now. That means Culks Blind Eternities can literally tutor any card out of your sideboard. And any other card in Magic that does like a similar thing, just searches by a creature type, it's going to be the same deal. This card is extremely powerful. It'll be really interesting if anyone figures out how to break it. Coming up here, we have a Daring Saboteur. It's a 1 and a blue, 2/1. It's a human pirate, so probably going to be a curve filler for that deck. It is a rare. It has a pretty sweet ability. Pay 2 and a blue. It can't be blocked this turn, so it's pretty great. But what's the point? It's only a 2/1. Oh, look, it has another ability. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So obviously, it's a nice little looting ability. Get all those awesome cards, all those awesome pirates going in your hand. Discard those extra lands and start smashing face. Up next, we got a pretty sweet enchantment called Deep Root Waters. It's 2 and a blue for an uncommon. Whenever you cast a Merfolk creature spell, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with hexproof. This card is going to be the bane of control decks in standard, because if this thing resolves, no matter what, it doesn't matter if they have a counter spell, you're getting something for the next creature spell you cast. Like, oh, countered your lord. Oh, look, I still have a 1/1 hexproof now that you cannot get rid of unless you have a sweeper of some kind. It's pretty great. Also just lets the Merfolk deck get out of control against any mid-range mirror match that's going to be going on. So this is going to be a pretty interesting card. I can't wait to see if this actually shows up in any competitive lists, or if it just, you know, kind of remains a commander slash kind of midline, you know, second, third tier, just sweet deck kind of card. Okay, next up we have Dreamcaller Siren. It's a 4-mana 3/3 flash flyer. That's a lot of stuff going on. It is a Siren pirate, and then when it enters the battlefield, if you control another pirate, you get to tap 2 non-land permanents. That's pretty sweet. Oh, it's 2 and 2 blue, by the way. But yeah, this is going to be great in the pirate deck. It's going to be awesome and limited. Pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. Not a huge fan of the art. I don't know, like, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me, man. Next up, we have Entrancing Melody. It's a X spell, 2 blue and X. You gain control of target creature with converted mana cost X. Just a nice scaling control magic. It's a sorcery. It's that rare. Pretty sweet and modern. Take control of their 1-drop for 3 mana. I mean, that's pretty cool. You don't got any other effects like that going on. Yeah, in standard, it'll be pretty interesting. Take their big fatty dinosaur if you just end up building up all your mana, wait for them to play their big threat, and just, it's mine now. Get over it. So this card's busted. Herald of Secret Streams. It's a 4-mana 2/3, 3 and a blue. It's a Merfolk warrior. Creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them can't be blocked. 4 mana, so you go, play my 4th land, play this dude after playing, you know, maybe 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. Play this dude, there's no counters on anything yet, right? Wrong. Go to turn 5, slam your Verdurous Gearhulk, counter, attack for possibly lethal, depending on how much damage you've done already. So I mean, that's a turn 5 kill. The green-blue Merfolk deck could very well be real. I'm really interested to see how it turns out. Obviously, interaction, you know, gets that, but still a really sweet card. It can enable a lot of shenanigans. So, new rule for the Planeswalkers. They made them all legendary, and they got rid of the uniqueness rule so that now you can have all the different ones on the battlefield at the same time. So, example, you could have all the different Nissas in standard at once. on the battlefield instead of having to sacrifice them to pick which one you want. I really like this rule. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's going to be super sweet. A lot of people are afraid it's going to make Planeswalkers too powerful, but I like Planeswalkers, so why not? It'll be sweet. Anyway, on to Jace, Cunning Castaway. He's a 3-mana, 3 loyalty Planeswalker, so 1 and 2 blue for 3 loyalty. You can +1 him. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player this turn, draw a card, then discard a card. Not a May ability. You can -2 him to create a 2/2 illusion that sacrifices itself whenever he gets targeted by a spell, and then you can -5 him to create 2 token copies of him that aren't legendary. That way you can just obviously keep both of them. So that's kind of an interesting thing. We've never seen anything like that on a Planeswalker before. I'm kind of interested to see if people think this card's good. I really think it's kind of bad. He's a 3-mana Planeswalker, so that's nothing to scoff at, but to protect himself, you need to minus him right away. Unless you have a good board state already within the first couple turns, he might just get beat down. That's the only problem. Coming up next, we got the super sweet legendary Merfolk Wizard, Kopala, Warden of Waves. It's a 3-mana 2/2, 1 and 2 blue. Spells your opponents cast to target a Merfolk you control cost 2 more to cast, and then abilities opponents to activate that target a Merfolk you control cost 2 more to activate. Pretty good. It's no Kira that just straight up counters the spell, but it is an actual Merfolk, so it's going to get the benefits. And that's obviously only for Modern, but in Standard it's going to be pretty powerful. Definitely going to be a hindrance to your opponents to try and kill your creatures once this is in play. Next up, we have one of the more interesting cards to me. It's very simple, but I like what it does. It's a 5-mana 3/4. It's Prosperous Pirates, 4 and a blue. Human Pirate. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 of the treasure artifact tokens, which you can just tap and sacrifice to create a mana of any color. You get 2 of them, so I'm really excited about curving Panharmonicon into one of these. So you go turn 4 Panharmonicon, turn 5 this, make 4 treasures, and then you have another 4 mana you can do whatever you want with immediately. Otherwise, you can just be like, up, go. Next turn, you can cast any dinosaur that you want, because you were at, let's see, you just had 5, so you'll be at 9 mana, play another land to 10. You can pretty much cast literally anything. Next up is the standard version of Cyclonic Rift, River's Rebuke. It's 6 mana sorcery, so it's a little bit worse, but it's only 6 mana, so 4 and 2 blue. You get to return all non-land permanents target player controls to their owner's hand. This card, I cannot wait to play with it. I can't wait to watch someone get absolutely wrecked on camera with it. It is absolutely awesome. That's all we have so far for the Ixalan blue cards. If you want to see some more spoilers, check out this video or this one.